What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see behind me here is the next project car. And it's Volkswagen Golf. But not just any Golf, it's a Golf we bought from the auctions. And as with every auction car, there's always a story. So, let's get into it. Let's start with this car. Here it is. It is a 2015 Golf 7 R. Currently jacked up. As you can tell, it's been sitting around for a while. Discs are nicely rusted. Body wise, it's quite clean. A couple of small scratches and dents, but nothing to worry about. Needs a good detail, paint correction, ceramic coating, which will definitely come up next after we fix the main problem. But let's start with the details, shall we? So this car was bought from the auctions, and we looked, as you do, as best as you can with auction photos, and we saw a complete engine bay that had all the covers, everything was on there, and it looked perfect. But one of the telltale signs was you could see the bottom in one of the engine bay pictures. So I was like, the under tray is taken off. What does that mean? Well, I wonder if it's got a damaged sump, which is a common thing on a lot of Mark 7 Golfs. And sure enough, as the car got home, under the tow truck we saw a smashed sump. So that began the process of doing a compression check, which I'll load the photos up shortly. And the car brought back perfect compression in all four cylinders, 190 psi. So actually, before that, we cranked the motor by hand, and the motor turned freely, wasn't tight, turned nice and smooth. So, which led on to the next test. We did a compression test, and with the compression test, it turned 190 psi, as I'll show you the photos up here short. So we're like, it's good. So we got a new sump, new oil sensor, put it back together, put some oil in, new filter. There's no metal shards in the filter as well, by the way, so we checked all of those. We started the car, and then lo and behold, it sounded like this. So the car had spun a bearing. So we pulled off the sump again, drained the oil, all that, and this time the oil was full of metal shards. So yes, the car definitely had a spun bearing. We couldn't get a hold of the previous owner, so we don't know exactly what happened, but we do presume that they've hit something low and continued to drive the vehicle without any oil, unfortunately. And insurance has written it off. But we pulled it off. We pulled off some of the bearing caps, and we can see the crankshaft. It isn't badly scored. It looks very minimal. It definitely looks savable. But in the essence of saving some time and getting this car up and running, we decided to pick up a second-hand engine. We drove 4.5 hours away, and we picked up an engine out of a 2018 Audi S3, which had 70,000 Ks on the clock. But this car was involved in an accident, front end accident, airbags gone, and the lower and upper sump was damaged in this case. But we can be fairly certain that the engine is okay, because engine gets cut immediately in these situations, and because I wouldn't have done any internal damage. But after a long, one day essentially trip, this is what we're working with here. So this is the engine sitting on a tire, sitting here. It is essentially very much a bare engine. It doesn't even have coil packs, no intake, no exhaust, no wiring harness, no spark plugs. It is as bare as it comes. And we're gonna get this on the engine stand, clean it up. We're gonna pull this engine out of the car, and we'll see. we'll eventually clean all the bits and pieces up, fit it into the new engine, and put it back in. So if you're interested in following along, check out some of the videos, hit that like, subscribe, all those good things. And if you have any feedback, feel free to comment below. Alright, let's get this started. Alrighty, so we have stripped the engine. I ended up removing the wiring harness from the motor and the gearbox, and also the alternator, AC pump, oil cooler, intake, water pump, pretty much everything that I could unbolt. I went through and unbolted because they'll need to be reinstalled on the new motor. And it's a lot easier while this engine is still in the car. So yeah, it wasn't too bad to get rid of the wiring harness from the engine side. As you can see, it's all just pulled apart. I'll have to move it out of the way. I've just gone and undone both drive shafts, the prop shaft, and the dog bone. So the engine is just held in by the mounts at the top. I'll get ready to strap it up now, undo those, and let's pull this motor out. The next big job is actually pulling off the sump and the upper sump, because those parts are required for the new engine, which is just sitting over here. So this is the engine upside down. It's from 2018 S3, and they've had a decent whack, but fingers crossed the motor is okay though. The owner did mention that the engine shuts off immediately when the airbags go off, which is true. But yeah, as you can tell, the sump smashed, upper sump is gone, and quite a few sensors, crank angle sensor here, water temp sensor by the looks of it there, and a few other bits and pieces. So luckily I have them in my original motor that I'll clean up and install into this. Alrighty, so everything's hooked up, got a chain on there, just need to undo the mounts on either side of the gearbox, so either side of the engine and gearbox, and yes, it should come out.
Engine and gearbox is out. Ooh, that was a bit of a mission.
Alright, so engine and gearbox is out, and what a mission that was. Definitely definitely a little bit more challenging than I expected, but then again, I was working on my driveway just with jack and a jack stand, but you gotta work with what you got. So there it is, one empty engine bay and one dead engine here. Well, hopefully not dead engine. I am planning to rebuild this at some point, which I'll document for you guys on YouTube. But yeah, let's start pulling this apart now. I guess the next step is get the turbo off. It shouldn't be too hard. It doesn't look too bad. We've got all the space in the world. Pull off this transfer case. Get that undone from the gearbox. Then yeah, work our way around with the bolts for disconnecting the gearbox. And while the engine's out, may as well just give the car a nice clean. Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of dirt, a lot of residue, so perfect opportunity to clean it up and make it look nice and schmick. But yeah, that is us for today. So if you're liking the content, enjoying what we're doing here, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, all those good things. Really means a lot. Really helps us grow the channel, and it helps me put more content out. So yeah, cheers guys. Have a good one. You.